Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's Friday, and this is a very, very busy Friday. Hi, I'm Terri Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, and I am in what I call my art studio cloak, which protects my clothes. Usually, my hair is tied back because I have been doing a touch of messy work early this morning. For those of you who know me, this is I'm Walt Disney Imagineer, Jim Henson puppeteer, worked on Ghostbusters, Men in Black, worked with celebrities like Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, so on and so forth. Google me if you really are curious. But today we're going to do the Ask Me Anything. You can ask me anything. I'm also going to talk about what was on my thumbnail, which was what does Ted Lasso have in common with Disney? I'm going to tell you what I think in my mind. This is my brain. This is not real news right up front. Ted Lasso has nothing to do, the show Ted Lasso has nothing to do with the Disney company. It is a Warner Brothers product. So right off the bat, guys, Warner Brothers is the company that distributes it on Apple TV. But now, back to Terri's brain, okay? Because after all, it's Terri's channel, so it's about Terri's brain. And if you find it something that you like to look into, that is my brain and my thoughts, please subscribe to this channel because I think it's entertaining. You'll have a good time, but you decide, okay? It's not really about how-tos and stuff, although it can be if you have the question. It's basically just I've had a huge, amazing career since I was 5 years old, and I share it with you. If you are at an impasse, you don't know what to do with yourself. Maybe you want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe you're an artist. You want to know how to monetize your work. Maybe you want to be an Imagineer like me, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer. Maybe you want to work for Henson's. Maybe you want to build puppets. Maybe you want to do cosplay. Maybe you just, whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is. That's the Ask Me Anything, okay? I'm mixed races, half black, half white, which personally is in vogue right now. Kind of amazing since that's what I was bullied for when I was a kid. But wait a while, kind of like London weather, and it always changes, doesn't it? Interesting, very interesting. But this is what I'm talking about. My brain, that's what it's about, the craziness and wildness of my brain. And today, the reason I'm dressed like this is because I love to donate my art to charity events. One of my favorite charity events is the Red Dot Society for the Center of Creativity, and that's the Fritz Lang Center of, let me say that again, because Fritz Lang is part of it. Chuck Jones Center for Creativity and Fritz Lang, the two of them were very good friends, and so it's kind of all-inclusive at this gala. And the Red Dot auction is something where artists are invited to do a painting on a 12-inch by 12-inch canvas and give it, donate it to the Center for Creativity. Then the Center for Creativity has a huge gala, and the people who go to bid get a paper with red dots on it. And if they like something, they put a red dot on it and they own that painting. And they pay, we don't set the prices, the charity does, and they pay a set amount to the charity, and that's how the charity raise money to take care of you and your kids. A lot of cool things that they have online and a lot of cool classes that they have in person when the pandemic isn't threatening it. Okay? So this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, I jumped up because I'm still not finished with the painting, and the painting has to be there by the end of the month. So I'm a little bit behind schedule here, just a little bit. So I got up early this morning, put something on to protect my clothes because I'm trying I'm still so new to painting. Okay, I'm a sculptor by trade. My work is sculpture. I do a lot of incredible detailed little sculptures, big sculptures. I've designed the Dragon's Lair in Paris. So the dragon and the Dragon's Lair in Paris, Big Thunder Mountain with my friend Vasile. So there's a lot that I have done. And sculpturally. But I always say try something new. And so I've been taking a couple of painting classes. And the first painting, I've been doing this donated paintings. I'm going to just tell you the truth. I'll always tell you the truth. And let me also warn you that things come out of my mouth. And if you're offended, don't be offended. I apologize in advance. I just say what's in my brain, and I apologize if it upsets you. Okay. That is not the goal. It's just to always tell the truth. So the first painting I did, I watched YouTube and tried to learn how to paint from YouTube, and I submitted the painting and nobody bid on it. In fact, it was really cute because the people in charge of the Chuck Jones Society probably threw it in the trash can, to be for real. But they didn't want to hurt my feelings, I mean, they kind of just were probably like, yeah, it's sold. Because the way it works is first the red dot people get to come in. And then if it doesn't sell with a red dot, then it's open to anybody's bid at an event that happens the following day. So Saturday night there's a gala, and then the next day, that Sunday in the morning, people can come and bid, and the public gets to come in. So it's really a fun event, and this is my 4th year, and I got a red dot when I sculpted. I did a Daffy Duck that was about this big. I sculpted it and painted him, and he got a red dot. And then I did my first painting. Then I did a sculpture that was bid in a silent auction and won. What's Opera Doc? That was about this big, but it was sculpture again. And then I sculpted this little Daffy Duck, who was, after Bugs paints him all those colors. So he wasn't the flower and the screwball, but he was standing there in the colors behind the buildings and stuff. And he was only about this big, but he got bid on. But I kind of feel like people are looking for paintings. They like some of the sculptures, but they really want the paintings. And so I went back to painting, and I've been training in painting for about 2 months. So those of you who paint are like, whoa, believe me, so am I. But I'm a person who dives into stuff, guys. I dive in and just do it. And for charity, I want to do it. So I'm very excited about this painting. I'd love to show you. I can't show you because it's a secret. They don't want people to bid on the artist. They want people to bid on the painting. But afterwards, I will show you. Okay, I'll take pictures and I'll show you. Okay, I promise. I'll show it to you, even if it's not that great. So you know that there are stages when you're learning something, isn't there? Your first sculpture may not be perfect. Your first drawing may not be perfect. And your first painting may not be perfect. Or paintings 1 through 10, those of you who do it. But if you keep at it, it'll be better and better and better and better. And it's exciting as you see your growth. That's why I say keep every drawing that you do. Don't tear it up and rip up your early stuff, because you want to see your early stuff to show how much you've improved from your later stuff. Yes? It really makes you feel better, because in your head, it's kind of like gaining weight. You don't really see yourself getting a little bit heavier, but then you see those pictures of you smaller, or when you lose weight, your mind still thinks of you as a big person. But when you take those progressive pictures, you see the difference. You see the subtle differences. So it's very important to do that in anything that you do, to let you know you're doing a good job, because things happen in increments, don't they? Yeah. So it's exciting to be trying this whole new painting style. Anyway, it is now 8 minutes into the broadcast, almost 9 minutes into the broadcast, and I'm sure you want to know the answer to the question, and then we'll get over to the AMA. Feel free to post in the comments, both on YouTube and on Facebook, your questions, okay? Just ask away, all right? And I will answer to the best of my ability. But first, before we start that, Ted Lasso. Okay, Ted Lasso. I am a Ted Lasso nut. Okay. I got the opportunity to see some screeners of Ted Lasso during the pandemic when I was voting for the Screen Actors Guild Awards. I'm a screen actor, puppeteer, been with the Screen Actors Guild since 1979. And my husband is an art director. So he gets screenings for art direction because that's part of the academy. It's a job that's recognized. As you know, art direction is an Academy Award. Not that they would anyway. That's what that's about. So we get screeners, meaning little discs of movies that we preview early so that we can send in our ballots and vote for what we think. And then that is what then others vote on at the Academy Awards, and people walk down the aisle and take their award or the Screen Actors Award or etc. And we were given Ted Lasso. I avoided Ted Lasso because it's about soccer and sports are not really my thing. I mean, art is my thing. Okay. Movies, film is my thing, but not sports. But I finally cracked this open and I watched it, and I am head over heels over this. This is the most creative, innovative, amazing series to hit the airwaves in a very, very long time. It is beautiful. And I got to thinking, what is it I love about Disney so much? What is it you love about Disney so much? And I have to say, it's heart. And it all boils down, seriously, guys, to the people. To the people who love Disney, to the people who love to create Disney, to the people who love to be a part of Disney, the people where it gets them right here. Now, as we know, we've got a few people in the Disney company right now that maybe it doesn't get them right here. We're beginning to feel like maybe all that they want is this, this. And that hits us here, doesn't it? But when you watch this series, which is on Apple TV, and to be quite honest, I don't think there's a lot that Apple TV has to offer so far. Sorry, Apple TV. But it does have Ted Lasso. And the only way you can see Ted Lasso is to subscribe to Apple TV, which is about $5 a month. So it's not expensive. But tonight, season 2 drops. Oh! Now, boohoo for me, I'm not going to be able to sign up until the beginning of the following month. My husband really, really wants to say okay, but he wants me to wait till the end of the month. So how do I look at that in a positive way? I'll get to see episode 1 and 2 by the time I sign up. So goody for me. But it's going to be very challenging not to talk to all of you who love it like me, because I don't want to get any spoilers. I want to be as surprised as you are when you watch it tonight. But I've been counting the hours, minutes, seconds to Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso has the heart, the joy, the love, and the positive, upbeat kindness of most of the Disney people. The Disney people are, you who love Disney, are about joy, are about friendship, are about support, are about doing kindnesses for others. I've seen it, and this is why I love this body of people, the Disney fan and enthusiast, okay? Some of you are super fans. You love everything. You go everywhere and you wear everything, but you're still a joyful, upbeat, playful individual. And those are the people I like to hang around. And in Ted Lasso, that's what they do. They are joyful, happy, but the difference between the Disney Corporation and Ted Lasso is that this show allows you to feel. If there are sadnesses, they don't cut it off with a silly joke so that you don't get to feel that emotion. You feel the joys and you feel the sadnesses, and you realize this is a very real experience. Now I know, and this is a voice to the cast of Ted Lasso, and why would the Ted Lasso people even be watching TERRI HARDIN, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer, talk about the show? Chances are they won't. But just in case, the detail of which the writers have produced this show is beyond belief. I highly recommend that when you subscribe to Apple TV to see it, that you watch it over and over and over again. Because like fine wine, the notes, You remember Remy when he ate cheese with the grape and it just exploded? That is the Ted Lasso show. Every character brilliantly performed. Every situation brilliantly executed. The writing is amazing. You know how when you watch a series over and over, you start to look in the back. You start to ask questions. Why is it this way? What's going on here? And the thing is everything seems to be meticulously added that when you ask that question, it only makes the viewing more exciting. This is what shows are supposed to do. And it's not a show that makes you feel bad. It makes you think. And it's just brilliant. I think I thought this the last time about This Is Us originally. I thought, oh, wow, This Is Us is great. Now, the thing is about Ted Lasso is I'm sure they're nervous because they weren't really expecting it to be so successful, so popular. And now they have to do a season 2. And you know how when you have such a winner, you don't want to disappoint. But I believe in them. I know they're going to do a fabulous job because they're so detailed. And I know they probably went through the scripts and they went through the seasons 1,000 times and they checked and they double checked. And I'm sure they're not going to approach it lightly because they know how much this means to all of us, especially with the pandemic on the back of us all the time. I'd like to say it's on its way out, but it just looms there, doesn't it? And it threatens to just make you crazy. And you don't think it's there, but then all of a sudden it is. And you're, So I love it. I love it. I love it. It's about forgiveness. It's about give yourself a break. It's about, phone a friend. It's just, I can't tell you. And then on top of all of that, it's about soccer. There's soccer involved. And there's great characters. The other thing I want to tell you that I love about Ted Lasso that in my Disney heart I like, okay, and of all of you who are Disney people, now not necessarily the Disney company, but they're working on it, is the diversity. Ted Lasso is a very diverse group of people, but their diversity is not diverse because they need to be diverse. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's not about, I need a Black person, a Hispanic, and a lady, which drives me absolutely nuts, okay? Disney's version of the first Star Wars Episode 7 was just that, and it was really irritating, okay? I'm not stupid. Star Wars is my family, and you insulted me by just putting people, don't make that a guy, make that a girl. Let's insert Black guy here. I hate that. And I don't know how you feel about it, but it makes me feel like you think as a filmmaker that I'm an idiot. And who wants to be felt like people think you're an idiot when they're showing you a movie? Am I right or am I right? So Ted Lasso doesn't do that. Ted Lasso, when you watch it, and I want you to think about this as you watch this show, okay? And I hope you do, because it's really going to do you some serious good, okay? How many shows can you say make you feel better, think better, and be a better human being? This is Ted Lasso. I'm serious. I'm serious about this, guys. But when you watch the characters, you're going to realize that these people could be anybody. They just gave it to the best actor and actress. You see what I'm saying? They didn't say this one has to be Mexican and this one has to be Black and this one they did not do that. You can tell. Now it's true that the soccer team is all male because soccer teams are all male. But when you look at the soccer team, you're going to be blown away because the people they chose are of all different nationalities and they're all beautiful. They're all wonderful. Even the ones that don't get to talk much are so lovely because they are so vested in this body of work. And the ones that are featured, all different. I mean, they just gave it to the best actor who happened to be, you see what I'm saying? This guy who happened to be Black, this woman who happened to be, this guy who happened to be, you see what I mean? Not, I gotta fill a quota. I gotta fill my quota list. Let me see. Do I got it all checked off? Because that really gets annoying. As an actor myself, I'm both half Black and half white, but I look white. My auditions, true story, have gone up because they're looking for people like us who are mixed, so that if somebody gets upset, this is my opinion, again, this is my opinion, that if somebody balks at the color of my skin, they can say, well, she's half black, she's mixed. Or he's half black, he's mixed. They're mixed. You know, I'm not going to say it's because my acting's gotten any better. I mean, my acting has gotten better, but, you know, so I don't mean to feel that way. I don't mean to spread, you know, I want to just point that out, that if you're a filmmaker, please don't make it a checklist. Like chiclets. I got to have a red one, a blue one. Just don't. It's just not necessary. Look for your best actor and give it to the best actor. There's so many brilliant actors across the world that are so good and so lovely and so wonderful. And you can fill the bill with good actors instead of filling your bill with quotas. Because we're human beings. We're very intelligent people. And that's craziness, right? I think that's craziness. Anyway, so that's why I love Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is eclectic. Ted Lasso is diverse. Disney enthusiasts are wonderful, diverse, friendly, open, supportive individuals, just like the Ted Lasso series. And detail. Ted Lasso is a lot like TERRI HARDin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer. I'm a detailed nut. I like things to be detailed down to the last. I want you to have an experience that starts when you open the priority mail box that I've sent you. Once you pull away the tissue paper, I want your experience to start with, for example, the hitchhiking ghosts, and not end until you've pulled that ghost out and lit him up. Okay? You don't want to just sell a product. You want to create an experience with your work. That's going to make people feel really, really good. And you don't want to fall short on set experiences, okay? You don't want the opening to be wow, and then the product to be kind of, you know, cheesy. Blah. You know, because the collector, you guys, are not that kind of person, are you? So there you go. That's what was on my mind about Ted Lasso, and I did it early for those of you who need to go do stuff. You know, it is Friday, and there's the Olympics happening this evening, the open ceremonies they're going to show you. And I know if you're like me, you're very nervous for Japan and all the people over there because COVID is rampant and it's getting in to the Olympic Village. And they're not sure how that's happening. So that's a little spine tingling, because the last thing we want, I mean, what hasn't your heart gone out to these athletes that are getting sick? They've done all this work and they got sick and they're now got to step out. Ugh, it's the worst. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So, and we won't make it all about COVID-19, but I'm got to tell you, you got to cut yourself some slack on this, guys, because we don't know. Mask, no mask, vaccinated. If we're vaccinated, do we mask? On Mondays, yes. On Tuesdays, no. Are we infectious? Wednesdays, yes. Tuesdays, no. Do we get sick? Fridays, yes. Saturdays, no. We don't know. It's like a spinning of the wheel. It changes every day, and the CDC is confused too. So we have to give everybody a break, because the one thing that is not stopping is this Delta variant. It's coming like a tiger, and it's looking to break through the vaccine. And it's using those who are not vaccinated to get stronger and stronger. And it has broke through a couple of people. You probably saw it on the news yesterday. Somebody got sick and they had to close their store, their restaurant. So we want to stop the tiger from coming. And so how can we do that? Get together, have the vaccine, herd immunity, because herd immunity is going to help, but it may not completely hinder it. Meanwhile, the tiger is still coming, and the tiger is still bringing his friends in, and he's still trying to get us. So we have to do the best we can. We have to do the very best we can so we don't infect each other and the people we love, and we stay as safe as possible. When in doubt, mask up is what I say. But then that's what I say. Okay? All right. Enough of all of this. It's Friday. Tomorrow is an amazing garage sale. I will post it today so you can see where it is. It is called the Magnolia Park Neighborhood Garage Sale. Whoop, 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 whoop. And you see here, 8 to 12, Saturday, July 24th. Why? Why is this so cool? And again, I will post it so that you don't have to try and stop this video to read where it is. But you can Google Magnolia Park Neighborhood Garage Sale, and you will find it. Why will you find it? Why is it so exciting? What does this mean? How is this possible? Look at this map, guys. This is only half of the participating houses in this neighborhood. The other half is here. Over 100 houses will be participating tomorrow. Yes, that's right. Tomorrow, the 24th, between 8 and 12 noon, they will all be having garage sales. Garage sales. Garage sales. Are garage sales your jam? Do you love garage sales? How about going to Magnolia Park and hitting 100 yard sales or more? That's right. That's right. I want to go. And I'm in the garage sale. I'm doing the garage sale, so I can't go. My husband, people said, well, you could have your husband watch. But the idea in our household is to get rid of stuff, not get stuff. Oh, is it hard for me not to just... I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I want. But I'm going to be a good girl. I'm going to be strong, and I'm going to be a garage sale seller tomorrow. Not a buyer, but it's hard. I mean, if you love garage sales like I do, that is a neighborhood swap meet, isn't it? I mean, wowzer. How cool is this? 8 to 12, the Magnolia Park Neighborhood Garage Sale. Good stuff, baby. And we're going to have a little bit of Disney. Not from me, but I have some people that I have a lady who's joining me. Please bring a mask, because when you get through my gate, you're going to have to be wearing a mask. This is because two of the people that are with me on this garage sale are high risk, and when in doubt, mask. So I will be masked. I'm not going to force you to do what I wouldn't do. So just bring one along. Okay. I'm so excited. If you happen to live in Southern California, it's an amazingly wonderful opportunity. Okay, let's go to the questions. Thank you for allowing me to spout off for about, what is it, half hour? Oh, I'm getting better to this time. If you know me, I'm quite a talker. If you like what you're hearing and you're excited, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always appreciated. Or join my Patreon page. Let's do that. Because we should go to Patreon if you want to be a part of Patreon. It's an amazing place where you can learn about how to market your art, or how to figure out what you want to do with your life if you want to be an entrepreneur. Talk about all kinds of things, all things Disney, but all things non-Disney, what an artist truly is, which is someone who's passionate about what they do. You can ask me questions there. We do a Zoom call every Wednesday. And just before this broadcast, we have a live broadcast every Monday and Friday. So for $5 a month, you get quite a yummy amount. We also have a treasure chest where you can win a few fun things that are from my garage, because I could post them on eBay, but why? Just offer them to you. So lots of fun stuff. I hope you will join me there. And what else was I talking about? See, Terry just thinks about it, says about it, please join my YouTube channel. And if you need to reach me, go to my website, which is TerriHarDin.com. Not too hard. Yeah. So, or you can hit me up on Messenger. Okay. All right. Now over to you guys. Here we go. I'm so excited today. This is going to be fun. Hello, Nate. Hello, Jacob Gardner. What's up? I just watched the Country Bears on VHS Wednesday night. VHS. Woo! That's cool. And I gotta say, that scene you did with Trixie in Tennessee was so beautifully created and done. Thank you, Jacob. That really means a lot. When we first got the script for the Country Bears, and for those of you who don't know, I am the puppet audio animatronic, say that fast, puppeteer for Big Al and Trixie. One moment, please. There we go. Okay, I'm going to try and pull up something to show you based on that. I'm going to go there and try real hard to do that right now and show you what I'm talking about so that you can see. But thank you for saying that, because when we got the script, we were told that the scene with Trixie and Tennessee was going to be one of those, bears running through the field in slow motion, the scarf floats away, they sit and have a picnic and clink glasses, and between you and me, and the audio animatronic puppeteer Julianne Busher, who was doing Tennessee, and then the girl in Trixie, Denise, and the guy Jody, the four of us were just like, oh, barf. And so the four of us made a pact between us. We were going to prove that these bears could act. And that scene especially is a really, really special scene, because they did not believe that scene could be done by two bears just singing together. And as Jacob says, it's one of the most touching scenes in the movie. And all four of us are very, very proud of that. We worked very, very, very hard to do it. And it's not easy. Puppeteers are teams, a person inside the suit. So I'm going to show you this picture here. This is Big Al, and I'm going to hide Jacob's thing. But here in the bottom is me at my Big One system. On my left hand is the unit that controls emotions and expressions. And then my right hand does the speaking for Big Al. And then the person in the suit, we communicate through the headset you see on my head. And there's Al sitting there taking a rest. He put his head on so we could have this cool picture. But they can only see through the mouth, these performers. And so you have to time when things are going to happen. So Jacob, since you own, and I'm going to just jump back up to your comment here. If you own this on VHS. So now I want you to watch it and maybe look at the fact that the things that I do for the performer inside Trixie, for example, so that she can grab the microphone and not look weird. Because when we start at rehearsals, in order for her to see where the microphone is, for her to grab it as Trixie Bear, I have to leave the mouth open. So, and then she looks for the microphone. Okay, but you can't do that through a scene. It would look ridiculous, wouldn't it? So we together figure out ways that she can spot it, and you'll see it. And she gets a glimpse. Thank you. Thank you. So she has another opportunity to see it, you see? So as you watch that, now that I've told you this little secret, you'll see what puppeteers do in order for the suit performers to do their job. We do it together. We allow them spots that they can see, and we practice and practice and practice until Trixie was able to grab that microphone as though the bear sees it, etc., etc. It's really a marvelous scene. And we got our best compliment from Bonnie Raitt and Don Henley, who were the voices for those two characters who actually sang that song. So I want to thank you for that. You picked the one scene that's very, very super dear to me, actually, because they really, really were not too keen on us doing it the way that they ended up doing it, but they loved it, and so they kept it. And Christopher Walken, who's been a real lust object for me for quite some time. Now I have my husband, so not so much. But before my husband, I just loved Christopher Walken movies. I just went gaga over the man. He just, to me, just something about him. Anyway, he was my lust object when I was younger. And he was in this movie. So he actually made a point to walk up to me and tell me that he thought she was just captivating. And to have someone you admire so much, you admire their work, and you just think they're brilliant, to turn and look you in the face and tell you that you really did a good job is you know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like. I'm sure you do. But anyway, Joseph Gardner, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. Hello, Terry. Hello, Angie. And thank God it is Friday. Yes, indeed. Have you watched the Behind the Attraction series on Disney Plus? No, I'm afraid this week it just dropped, Angie. And I'm afraid this week has been chaotic for me. So with my tribe just before, I showed them my list. This is for today. Okay, I always make a list. I have an instructor in a mastermind who says make lists. Well, I'm a little ahead of him on this one. Made me feel pretty superior. But in this list, it has things I have to do. And I like to check the marks off because it makes me feel pretty good. So already today, I've got a check mark next to broadcast. That was for Terry's Tribe. Now I get to check this one. Let's do that right now because it feels really good. That tells me that I did the 2 broadcasts for today, Friday. There they are. 2 checks right there. So, woohoo! And then down here, it says Bugs Bunny Painting Phase 2. Part 2, actually. At 6 o'clock this morning, that's why I'm dressed like this, I did the second part of my painting of my donation that I'm giving to the Chuck Jones Center for Creativity. Artists are asked to donate a painting. We get to go to the gala, and I would like my painting to get a red dot. I have not done a painting where it's gotten a red dot, and the red dots are what people put on to bid on the painting, the big, swanky, cocktail gala where they put red dots on paintings. Mine has always been looked over, but I'm not. Let me say that again. Up until now, I have not really been a painter. I've just been trying to do the best I can. And I've been training now. Not for long, only a couple months. But I'm a lot more confident than I was. And I'm very excited about this painting because I'm taking a real chance. So I'll let you know if I get a red dot. And I can't show you because it's secret. Yeah, you can't know which one is mine. You got to bid on the painting, which is also special because, there's people I know that would go there and bid it and buy it to make me feel better. And they can't because I can't tell what it is. So you sign the back and, it's exciting. It's just, it really is exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting to do this. And it's for a good cause. It's for the Chuck Jones Society for Creativity, Center for Creativity. And they have, if you Google it, they teach kids how to animate. Doesn't mean kids at art, you can learn too. It's just a great organization, and it's my 4th or 5th year, and I love them. I just love them so much that I'm excited to be part of it. But it's due in their hands a week from tomorrow. So I got to get that guy done. So I got up really early and did my next phase because it's got to dry. And then I'll do it's in phases. Everything with a painting seems to be in phases, isn't it? And all of you paint. It seems like you do a little and then you kind of sit and you step back and you look at it and you do a little more and you do a little more. Maybe you do that as a beginner mostly, but I'm sure, if you're a painter, let me know in the comments. But I'm so excited because this is a new process. I did a painting a while back, a self-portrait of myself, and it was really nerdly. Like, for example, when I painted, hello, thank you. It was really kind of detail. It was like really seriously, this is not where I wanted to be. Forgive me. I'm looking to see where I went to favorites. I want to go to there it is. Okay. So there was a woman who does photorealistic painting. I did my painting with her first. And so she had us pick a picture of us. There's the picture that I chose. And then she had us draw it on the canvas. So I drew it on the canvas. I probably did a little more than she said because it was my first. And then she had us paint like gray. And there's the palette. And then this is her. And this is, see how realistic her eyeball is? But I was kind of like, I really don't want to make it look like that. I want to do it, but I do want the process. So I did my eyeball, and here's my eyeball right there. Okay. So you do the eyeball, and then she has you do both eyeballs and the nose. It's kind of a strange way to paint, but this is the way I kind of sculpt. I sculpt the whole thing, and then I detail out the eyes and the face, and then I work my way down pretty much. And then she has you do cheeks. Okay. And then she has you do, I should tell you, she was painting in oils and I was painting in acrylics because I have acrylics. So then she has you move a little further. And then she has you move a little further. I had a little trouble because up here it looks like I have a hole in my head. So that was a little distracting for me. I'm just going to be honest. So I painted there. And then she has you go through these steps, right? Now here's hers. Look how photoreal it is. She's painting in oils, of course. But basically, this is the way she likes to paint, is eyeball, eyeball, nose, mouth. This is Daria. And, realistic, like photoreal. And so this is mine to start. On the gray, here it is. You take a look at it, she says, and decide where you want to shift. And I like the coloring, but I wanted more. So I brightened it up. I gave more of the rose and the pinks. And then I put in my grays. And of course, Daria has this straight hair. So she couldn't teach me how to do dreadlocks. So I had to figure out that myself. And I wanted it to still feel painting. This is my very first painting. I finally painted the back green because it was really distracting me, this gray. This was starting to distract me a little bit. And then finally I changed it. This is my finished one. This is my first finished painting. And it's acrylics, guys. I'm very proud of it. I'm very, very proud of it. It may not look exactly like me. And hindsight being 2020, I look at my nose before I look at anything else. So I got to look at that a little closer. But the point is, it got done. It looks somewhat like me. I can tell what it is, and so on and so forth. But the work and the, eyeball, etc., I wasn't sure that that's what I wanted in a painting. Do you know what I mean? It was like when I sculpt, I get like that kind of needly. And I wanted to I'm thinking that I want to be more free with my painting, that I want to put the brush down and be free. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be photoreal. I don't want you to look at my painting and a photo and not be able to tell the difference. It doesn't mean, if that's the type of painting you paint, that I'm judging you. Please understand that is amazing. I just don't want my stuff to look like a photograph. And I'm looking to develop my own style, that when you look at it, it looks like a TERRI painting, that you go, it's TERRI. I don't want you to look at it and say it looks like Mark Davis. I don't want you to look at it and say it looks like it looks like, if you say it looks like an old master, that could be a little different because that's kind of a compliment. But the point is, you copy in the beginning to get the feel for the materials, and then you let that go. If you look at early Van Gogh, you'll see that he painted nudes, but then he let it go to find who he was, as did Degas, as did Rembrandt, as did any master. They started with the basics, copied, and then they sort of went off on their own, and that's my goal. And I'm thinking my work is going to be freer, not so tight. On the other hand, that being said, you heard this now. You heard me say this right live. So now and the reason I'm telling you these challenges is because learning is living. Okay. If you are feeling dead and not doing something, learning is living. And if you're learning, sometimes watching this kind of stuff takes time, Angie. I don't sit still well. Okay. I've never sat still well. My attention span is that of a gnat, except for when I'm creating. So I love learning. So I'm always about learning something. And right now I'm really wanting to learn how to paint because I got some paints for Christmas and I don't want them to be coffee table ornaments. They're meant to be used. Or why did I even get them as a gift, So I decided to take another class. All right. And the next class, you pick a subject. I picked this amazing um, man from a series that I love. This is from Zatoichi, and I love this character because this character is a sword builder, not a sword wielder. So he builds the magnificent swords, and he's from Zatoichi, which is one of my favorite series. So I decided to choose him as my model for this next class. I was told to pick a model, and it's got to be interesting for me or I'm bored. Okay. I get bored. It's got to be an interesting character. So this is the one I chose. This is the pose I like. Oops. I took you to taste of a touch of Disney. So the first thing the teacher told me to do was to sketch on the canvas. How many of you painters do this? Because this was really weird for me. So I drew on the canvas. So here's the drawing that I did. And then he had me water down my acrylic to like a watery, but I used yellow ochre, and we painted over it. There it is. And my whole body is twitching. I want you to know this, because if your body twitches when you're in a class, you're kind of like this. Just tell yourself to be teachable. Go through it, because when you get to the other end, you may make a discovery. If you don't, well, you still hopefully had fun. But here's the thing, now the sketch looks kind of cool like that, actually, I thought. But then he has you do another water down and paint in all the darks. So then I paint in all the darks, as you can see on here. Yellow ochre in the sides over here. But now I've painted in the darks over the sketch. And he's really adamant about you making sure your sketch is good. Don't race through that step, which he knows us all pretty good, because that takes a long time. But we're like, yo, man, is this really the way I want to paint? I'm asking myself. It's not that I'm going to quit the class, because there may be outcome, okay? But it helps me to understand, do I want to be this when it comes to painting? Or do I want to be freer in my painting? Because as a sculptor, I'm but maybe as a painter, I want to be like a willow in the wind, that kind of a painter. Would it be abstract? I don't know. I do like it to look like what I like it to look like, but I may experiment abstract, because I don't know, but this is a fun journey, right? This is what makes the journey fun, which is why I haven't seen this series, because I'm out painting, trying to get my other painting finished. I've got a garage sale this weekend, a huge, super amazing garage sale that I told you about. Got to get ready for that. At the bottom here, when you see end of month, I still have sales tax to do. I've got to talk about sales tax. I got to get information on my book out, my little children's book I told you about, which I'll show you in a minute. But that whole thing, okay, so here is where I am so far with the painting, because now he's telling me that I need to work from the darks to the lights. So I painted the ear and the hair. I did the background. I painted the sword. I'm working on the face. I'll tell you, the thing that tilts me, to be honest with you, is the fact that I can't paint the eyes first. He does not want me to paint the eyes first. Now, I could just ignore him and paint the eyes first, because that's the way I do it. But he's my teacher, and I've asked him to teach me. And just because he's virtual, I just don't feel there's a reason to cheat. So I'll do it his way. There's a very good chance, just between you and me, though, I'm going to go back to painting the eyes first. I think the eyes give me a jolt and urge me to go on. So I'll probably paint the eyes first, but you can see that it's exciting. Okay, so here's my setup. So you can kind of see where my setup is here. Here's my setup. So I have the picture that I showed you, and then my interpretation of it. He's a lot oranger. My printer tends to make him orange, and I may make him more orange than the picture you see here, because I kind of like that fiery look, like he's got a fire lighting his face. So I'll make that decision. But the sword looks good. The neck stuff isn't done yet. So there's stuff that needs to be done. But I had to stop on that painting because I have a painting that I have to get done for charity, and it's not that one. So this one is done a little more freeform. I decided for charity I'd play with the just paint philosophy, and I'll take pictures of it and I'll show it to you after the gala, because I'm not allowed to show it to you before, and I'm not allowed to talk about what my painting is. I will tell you it involves Bugs Bunny because I like Bugs Bunny, but that's as far as I can go. So Angie, I look forward to seeing Behind the Attraction. I hear it's very, very good. Is it? I hear it's really good. And that's what I love about Disney Plus, is the behind the scenes stuff that they've put on. You're popular, and not just for being legendary. Oh, thank you, Nate. I'm very excited. Thank you for that. Thank you very, very much. Hello, Jessica. Good to see you. So I did allude to the book. Let me not be rude and not show you. For those of you who are just joining me today, this is a book that I am collaborating with my best friend of over 20 years. And it's called Giggling Pumpkins. And you guys know that I've judged the Outrageous Pumpkins competition show on the Food Network for quite some time. And this one I did the line drawings on, the line illustrations. And my best friend did the coloring and wrote the story. And there it is right there. So it's very cute. I have these, this is just a taste of it. So I did the line drawing. She painted the colors. It's very lovely. It's very fun. It is a hardbound children's book. Now, I told you before that it was 8x8. It's actually 8x11. So it's rectangular and it's hardbound. It's beautiful. It's stitched, hardbound, autographed, and now for pre-sale, $18. Just go to my website, TerriHarDin.com. Click on online store, which is above my head, and it'll take you right to the book. And it's a special sale for all of you who would like to buy it in pre-sale. It's the best deal you're going to get. Now there is an ability for you to buy more than one. So if you decide you want to give them as gifts, write to me. You can message me. You can, put a message in the comments here, or just message me, or write to Terri at TerriHardin.com. That's 2 R's, TerriHardin. And if you want to do more, there's a great deal for 10 books. Okay. Just, it's probably going to be the same because the book is actually $22.95, but it'll be like $17 you get it for. But at least you get a savings, because this is the only time this book is going to be $18 is for the pre-sale, and then afterwards the retail price is $22.95. So this is why I'm telling you guys this, because pre-sale, I always want to do you a deal. And if you want to buy several, talk to me and I'll let you know what the price breaks are. Okay. If you're a club out there, if you're an organization, you might want to have me come and sign, but you'd like to buy a few copies wholesale and sell them yourself. We both make money, you see? So I love doing that, where I sell them to you wholesale, you sell them to the public, and we both benefit. It can benefit your organization. It's great. The pre-sale, they are due to drop, actually be here September. And there's a Disneyana fan club show and sale. You've heard me talk about the Disneyana fan club show and sale. That's my first appearance that I will be at. And well, actually my first will be at the gala, but this is the first one where I'll have the book. And you can buy it there for $20, or you can order it online for $18 and pick it up at the show and sale in Anaheim if you are going to be there. Otherwise, I'll ship it. Okay. So you can go there again, TerriHardin.com, click on online store above my head. It will take you directly to the store, and sign up for the website if you so choose. There's some drawings you get for putting your email in and letting me stay in contact with you. And right now I'm not doing that very well, so you're not going to get spammed. I can barely write to you. I'm going to do it, but Woo! Remember, I'm 64 and social media is always challenging, and I'm getting better at it, as you can see, but it's still a challenge. And so, let me finish up the last of the shake. My breakfast. There we go. But I'd love for you to get it. It's really wonderful. All of them will be autographed, and it's a very special book. It's the first children's book, hardbound, that my art has been in, and it's the very first book being released for my author friend Lynette. And so, yeah, it's cool. It's a nice collaboration. I hope you will partake and get one, or write to me and get 10 in pre-sale. Okay. All right, guys. So then I fulfilled that. I received my dinosaur book in the mail. Yay! Did you love it? I had it when I was little. Oh, Angie, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy. So what Angie is talking about, for those of you who are not watching us live, please post in the comments. And those who are just joining us, please subscribe. Angie, I had a giveaway for dinosaur stuff. Dinosaurs, the TV show, dropped on Disney Plus. I'm with Team Baby Sinclair, and I have a few collectibles from 1991, and I asked people to write in and tell me their dinosaur story, and Angie was one of the winners, and I sent her something special that I thought she'd love, and I'm so glad that you like it, Angie. Yay! Chuck Jones is the guy from the Looney Tunes cartoons. Yes, indeed. And when you Google Chuck Jones, you can see all that he's done and all that he stands for. And then, of course, there's Fritz Lang, who also did things like Pink Panther, right? So I'm asking you now, Jacob. But the event it was done virtually last year, and I didn't get to participate it because for some reason the email didn't get to me, or I would have participated. I love participating in this. But this year it's going to be a live gala, as far as I know. Now, they may also broadcast virtually. I don't think they're sure about that yet, but there was a little rumor that they might do both. But it's just been a real honor to be a part of it. And they are so generous. If you Google Chuck Jones Center for Creativity, you will see all the classes they offer, and all they ask is for a donation. But they'll teach you animation, they'll teach you illustration, and it's usually for some very accomplished animators and artists. And I may do one for them at some point, but at this point, I just want to make sure that they get my painting every year, whether someone picks it or not. Yeah, it's kind of fun to go for the red dot. And if I'm not picked, then I go, okay, I missed that mark. What do I? So I keep trying to figure out what is it that will make the person put the dot on the painting. You see what I'm saying? You're trying to unlock that clue. It's not always a cute close-up of Bugs Bunny in a red box with, you could maybe duplicate something from Space Jam, since Space Jam is so popular. That might do it, but you just don't know what is going to be the catalyst that ignites a buyer to buy, and I'm still on the hunt for that. So if I get a red, let's speak positive, when I get a red dot, I'll know that I'm cracking the code. I'm getting better. It's really fun. All my art is very much collected. I'm a very fortunate woman. This is a challenge, and we all need little challenges in our life to keep us humble, right? To keep our egos from thinking we're better than everyone else. Not that I think that, I certainly don't. But I have had a very blessed career, and many of you sit and ask me questions because I have had a career and I want to share. But training can make you humble. And I know a lot of you out there might be afraid or concerned about starting something. A virtual class is a great way to work because nobody's looking over your shoulder, and sometimes that can create anxiety, can't it? If I'm looking over your shoulder, you won't have that anxiety. I mean, seriously, you will not. You will not, okay? But there are times that, like, for example, I know a friend who went to a class and it was draw Mickey Mouse. Okay. First of all, Mickey Mouse isn't the easiest character to draw, just between you and me. Okay. And everybody drew Mickey Mouse, but I don't like you to do that in classes that I teach. I want you to draw something that means something to you. Okay, here's why, because you care. And also you won't compare it with the guy next to you. And as a beginner, people tend to do that. Wow, he's really good. I must not be so good. No, we don't want that stinking thinking in your head. No, we don't. We want you to keep going and seeing how you do we want you to improve on you. Everybody is different. Everybody is special. Which brings me to my pumpkin class, which will be happening October 30th in Anaheim. I am doing a live pumpkin class in Anaheim, and October 30th. It's 5 miles from Disneyland, and I will be telling you more, but save the day. Cost is $75. It's in Anaheim. It includes the pumpkin. It is the entire day. There's going to be some drinks there, food. We're going to make sure you get, so a lot of my artists don't want to eat, but we'll do our best to have a few things for you to nosh on. And we're going to have a little mixer at 9 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock, we'll get started on the pumpkin. It usually takes 2 to 3 hours, but let me tell you something. The challenge I have is that sometimes you guys love it so much, which makes me very happy, that you want to stay. And so I'm there till God turns the lights out. And even if you finish and you want to just chat with us and visit with your friends, it's going to be a happy day together with all of us together. So I will let you know when and where to pay for it. You will have to pay for it ahead of time because I'm buying the pumpkins. And but you get me live. Now, for those of you who are in an area that's not Anaheim, California, you can do a virtual class with me, which will probably be around the 24th of October or that weekend before the weekend of Halloween. Okay. So you'll have to get your own pumpkin virtually, which last year was pros and cons when I taught it virtually, which is one of the reasons I'm so excited to teach it live, because pumpkins, not all pumpkins are created equally and can be really difficult if you're a beginner, and it'll make you feel bad. I don't like that to happen. Okay. And you can pick whatever you want to sculpt. I say a face, but if you don't want to do a face, you want to do your favorite character, the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, butterflies, the bread and butterflies. I know I'm saying all Alice, but I mean, you want to do Stitch, you want to do Figment, you want whatever you want. And I'm naming Disney characters because most people that come are Disney, like you. You just bring a picture, print it out if you can, okay? And but you can use your phone as well and lock the screen, and then I will help you put that and get that on a pumpkin and sculpt it, okay? So that's what it's about, me right next to you, helping you achieve an amazing sculpted pumpkin. You're going to be really happy. You can borrow my tools, everything like that, okay? Virtually, you're going to have to get your own tools. I will show you how, but all of that will be forthcoming, okay? It will be coming soon. So you may be saying to yourself, what is the pumpkin sculpting class? I will tell you, honestly, I will show you what happened at the virtual class. Here are a couple from the virtual class. This is a student's virtual sculpted pumpkin that they did. It's a dimensional thing. You see how it's dimensional? Yeah. And then when you light them, they're super cool. So I teach you about lighting them. So they're all really, really fun and cool. To you, your pumpkin may look like this. This is one of mine. And doesn't it look kind of scary, like bad? I thought it looked bad when I first saw it. And then when you light it, look how cute it looks. That's my dog, Rocket. But look at how precious it looks when it's lit. Before, after, before, after. So I'm going to teach you all of this. It's going to be great fun. And, but that's forthcoming. I want to tell you now so that you can be ready, because space is limited in the live class. And then virtually we'll talk about it as I sort of figure it out. There's a couple things I want to make sure that you get to do. Okay. You can let me know in the comments if you want me to just charge what it would cost with tools or without tools, and then I can just ship the tools to you. Or you can try and find your own tools. I'm happy to show you where they are, but don't buy cheap because they'll pull out and make you really irritated. Okay? All right. So there we go. Back to you. Dragon's Lair Paris. Yes. Thank you, Richard Barnes. I'm very proud of that. Very, very proud of that. And I knew nothing about designing attractions when I asked to do that. I just wanted to do work with the dragon. So that's how it happened. So why do I tell that to you? Because sometimes you just jump, guys. Figure it out on the way down. That's been my whole life, actually. But it's worked, and it's such a joy when you fall into a bed of feathers because you've done a great job. You just are a fighter. You got to be a fighter. You got to believe in yourself and believe in your work. You are such a wonderful person. All the work you do to help others is fantastic. Thank you, Angie. It's such a sweet thing to say, because those of you who broadcast on things like YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that, you're basically talking to a big eye of a camera. Hi. And, in the beginning, people may not comment at all. They just like to listen like a podcast. And you're like, boy, I hope I'm, see, what happens when that happens is that I start to doubt that I'm even broadcasting properly, that I've hit a button or I've hit mute or I've done something silly, because I'm 64 and this is not this is out of my comfort zone, as people would say. My comfort zone is right in front of you. You are in front of me, I'm in front of you, and I'm talking to you face to face. This is not necessarily my comfort zone, but we got to be uncomfortable in order to move forward. And I'm not uncomfortable anymore. I've done so many of these and it feels better every time. And I've heard people say, I've got to focus on one niche. Okay. Sean Cannell, who is an amazing YouTube teacher. He has Think Media. If you haven't heard of it or you want to build a nice YouTube channel, I highly recommend that you go listen to him. He's a rock star in my opinion. But he says to really grow your channel, you've got to focus on one thing. And that's not me. The one thing I focus on is you. What do you want? What do you need? That's what, the Ask Me Anythings. Terri Hardin, Legendary Imagineer, is here to answer your questions and to sort of let you have a little peek into my life, which is why I tell you about the paintings. Okay? Because when it comes to sculpting, I have no fear. Okay. I am pretty fearless when I try new stuff. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you, but, there we go. But I have no fear when it comes to sculpting because I've been doing it since I was knee high to a grasshopper. And it's the same with puppets. I don't have any fear. It's my comfort zone, both of those. Right. But now I want to learn in areas that are not my comfort zone, because that keeps you like during the pandemic, when people were getting bored, I was not, because I was creating. I'm always creating. I can't sit still. I don't sit still well. So watching TV and watching things is a challenge for me. About an hour or two is about all you get, or at night before I fall asleep, then you kind of got a pretty good captive audience. But that being said, I am fearless when it comes to sculpting. So because that's what I do. Okay. It's not that I am fearless. I'm just very good. I can do it big. I can do it small. I can do it a cave. I can do a dragon. I can do sculpt if it looks like you. I can do anything because I have trained and practiced for most of my 64 years. But as a painter, I've been doing it for 2 months. There's a not comfort zone, okay? But I don't think about the abilities I don't have. I just trust the teacher and let the teacher guide me. Even though you saw with that one where I sketched on the canvas the whole time, I think this guy is a nut for doing every painting this way, but he's my teacher and I want to know, maybe at the end of it, I won't think he's a nut, but right now I'm like, wow, it's a lot of work. That's a lot of work for a painting. And that's not necessarily, I think it's great if that's the direction you want to go. I'm not sure that's the direction I want my style to take, to take roots. There's the word, to take roots. I don't want it to be there. So I'm going through different teachers because I will eventually teach. I'm going to teach drawing. I'm going to teach puppets. I'm going to teach sculpting, but I want to teach it in a way that you bring out your style, your ability, because not everybody wants to sculpt for a living like I do. So I don't know if you've seen some of these classes where they're all about the eyes being so much distance between, and the nose is so far, and you got the calipers and you're measuring and blah, 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 blah. It's almost like math. In fact, it is. That you need if you're going to be a professional sculptor of, let's say, portraits. But what if you're not? What if you're someone who just wants to play in clay? And shouldn't you do that first? Shouldn't you play at drawing? Shouldn't you see what your style is like? So my classes will be about pulling out you as an artist, not about you conform. Later on, if you want that calibrated points of the head, distances, blah, 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 fine. But you understand that people like Salvador Dali, Picasso, even Van Gogh, had fun with shapes you don't even recognize. I mean, Salvador Dali, the faces are flat and they drip. You know, Calder, who seems to be very dominant in soul, those characters that are transparent, that kind of take you to the net, you know, the people that kind of get you to the next level, whatever. They are like a Calder, which is a mobile. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't always have to be so, with lack of a better word, anal. So I'm going to teach you how to play, and then I'm going to let you play, and then we'll see which direction you go. And I can't take credit for this whole thing by myself, because when I was an Imagineer in-house, I'm an Imagineer now. I'm the come here, get away Imagineer. If you want to know what that is, ask me. But I met an amazing man. There's so many amazing people at Imagineering. I mean, which one, right? And his name was Daniel. And Daniel was a designer, one of the designers of Toontown. And I know there's very little Toontown left, but when Toontown was a lot, he was still the designer. And he wanted to learn how to sculpt. And so I showed him the techniques. Now, he had drawn all his life for a living. The challenge I have found with drawing and painting is making it look dimensional. Forced perspective is very challenging for me because you have a piece of paper that you want to have dimension on. And I would rather sculpt because I simply turn the sculpture around, sculpt the back, sculpt the sides. I don't have to worry about creating any kind of perspective. My drawings really didn't. I'm taking a drawing class now where the teacher is really working me very hard to get this perspective down. It's rough. It's not easy. And I'm get kind of cranky about it, but it's virtual. So I walk away and then I come back, see? And this is what I'm talking about. But I want to learn it because it's fascinating to me how you as painters or illustrators or two-dimensional artists make it look three-dimensional. I'm impressed. And I'm very happy with my first painting because it does look dimensional and it's flat. It may not be perfect dimensional, but it's my very first attempt at dimensional. And I am pretty happy. I'm very happy at the way it looks. And it looks like me, which is surprising. I wasn't prepared for that either. But the point is that it really is cool to have dimension, right? And so when I sculpt, this is the process. Okay, so here is my hitchhiking ghost, and we'll hide Angie's beautiful comment. But here's how I do it. I rough it in clay first. This is Chavant. It's an oil-based clay, so I don't have to wrap it up and be. But when I teach you, we're going to use a water-based clay, and I'll tell you the difference at a later time. But this is, oh, look, we've got a fast version, which you can barely see, so let's move on. Oh, more. Oh, more. Oh, more. I have so many. There I am sculpting it. You can see all the fun tools that is happening here. I'll probably post these later for you to see, but I didn't realize there were so many. But anyway, you can see here, here's the rough of little Gus, and here's the rough of the one I did, of Ezra, and then more. And then there's this one. And then here we have Ezra in a pose that I felt looked good for the ghost. And then in the back is Gus. And then here he is finished. So I clean him up with my tool, but you can see, look at all this nerdly detail. This is what I do. So do I want my painting to be the same as my sculpting? I'm saying no, I want it to be a lot freer. Oh, that's a great picture of a dog, but I don't know what that's there for. But anyway, this is basically just to give you an idea of the way I work the detail, I work small, and that's how all my figures come to be. So painting wise, I'm looking to be, I think, a little freer. At least that's what I think I'm looking for. But the point is to be to learn something new. So I have this teacher who's teaching me to draw better. Trying to think if I have one of my early drawings that's like not really that great. My early drawings are good. I just have to fine tune them up. I've got to like cherry them out and cherry them. I really got to think about it. And then I took this class from a young man, and then I always draw dragons. So that's different. Okay. My dragons are always being drawn. I usually draw them from the side, blah, 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 blah. But I'm trying to think of a quick sketch that I did, and I don't know if it's here, so I won't trouble you for looking for it. But my sketches take real work. Well, then I'm taking a class from a guy who's got to be 20 years old, and he saw my first sketch, and he said, and I painted it with watercolor, and I was dazzled by the result. This is the end result of so this is my cartoon. This is my concept. This is from my head. This is wild. This is crazy. This is silly. This is playful. This is me. Now, there's a couple of little things that I need to work on, like on the back of the little orange fish. Somebody told me it looks like a hidden Mickey. So I need to, that's kind of bold there. So I need to kind of see, because you look at that and you look at the eyes of this one. But the idea was to make the fish look like the light source was coming from here. And it's pen and ink. What you need to know about this is it's not digital, and it's drawn straight on the paper with the ink, non-erasable ink. I'm not allowed to do pencil first. I have to do ink in this class. Scary, which makes you think about the entire picture before you even put your first line on the paper. It's terribly intimidating. Okay, so here I am, an accomplished artist, wanting to tell you this is intimidating. Also, he only allowed us to use red, yellow, and blue, the primary watercolors, and mix them, and we got to use one other color beside that. So all these colors you're looking at were blended by yours truly, and the corners I used black, just to give the idea that this is deep water, and I wanted it to be more cartoon-like, but I'm actually quite proud of it. And the reason I am is because I have never drawn anything like that, straight out of my head like that. I had a couple of models of the anglerfish, but they do not look anything like these. So my point to all of you is this: start something new, believe in yourself, don't be too hard on yourself, but it's a great way to alleviate the what the hell, pardon me, heck, what the heck do we do about this mask, no mask? Are we contagious? Can we carry? We don't carry? Yes, we do. We can get sick. No, we can't if we're vaccinated. Thing that weighs on you, along with everything else in your life that you have to do: cook dinner, feed the dog, garage sale this Saturday, sales tax coming up, book released. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. And so, Angie, thank you so much for that compliment, because it just feels good to hear stuff like that. Hello, Leo. Is the Muppet Show 50? I believe it is, Michael Morris. How about that? Nice Luke Skywalker picture you have there. Looks nice and tough. I believe, oh gosh, it's so hard to say. It's got to be at least 50, because I remember seeing it when it debuted. I thought, I'm 64 now, so I'm kind of thinking, yeah. But anyway, it's great. It's great to work with Jim Henson, actually. Very nice. A plus. I would have liked to have worked with Walt Disney, but I missed it by that much. Yep. It dropped last night, and it was great. Yes. That is the behind the, what did you call that show, y'all? Y'all, what'd you call that show? That really good show that you asked me if I saw? I heard that it was absolutely amazing, as many of them are. I love watching those behind the scenes shows. Also, Ted Lasso drops tonight, but I won't be able to watch it. My husband has asked me to wait to sign up for Apple Plus until next month. It's only a week. I'm very busy. I don't think I can even watch it. But no spoiler alerts, guys. This is my jam, this show. So I'll be line. And the Olympics, of course. See what I mean? This Friday is action-packed. Olympics. Which are an e-ticket in themselves, actually. Oh, I've been breathless every time I hear anything about them. I'm so worried about them. I just see protesters from Japan saying, stop. We're sick over here. Don't do it. You think of money more than life, and it just gets you right here. So that's why I'm saying, give yourself a break, do something fun for yourself. Something that doesn't have to do with furthering your career or whatever. Do something fun. For me, learning is my fun thing. Learning is living, and I love it. I love it, and I love teaching it. So I'm also looking at these classes to see how they teach and see what I like and what I don't like about the teaching techniques, because I'm about to do some of my own online courses for all of you to join if you'd like. And I'm excited about it. Yeah. I just started watching. It's really good, Shelby. And good for you for just starting. I mean, it's really good. And then, Shelby, once you finish, watch it again. You'll see so much that you didn't see. It's just, it's brilliant. Anytime I am down, I put on Ted Lasso. Anytime I want to remind myself how important it is to be a good human being, I watch Ted Lasso. That's how good that show is. It is absolutely brilliant and so necessary and needed at a time like this. It really is. And my husband got me a jersey, and the jersey is you can put your name on it. You've got the jersey, and you can put your name on the back and then pick a number. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do one of the characters, so I picked Sam's character. And if you don't know who Sam is, you will. But I was torn between Sam and Roy Kent. So my husband says that eventually I'll get to be able to have a Roy Kent shirt. So I'll have a Roy Kent and I'll have Sam's shirt too, because those are my two favorite characters. But I have lots of others as well. It's just Roy's a big one, but I figure a lot of people are going to fall in love with Roy because he is really a very special character, but the other guy is special too. And then there's characters I like that I tried to find their numbers, but my husband and I were thinking that there's one I really love. He wears a bun and he's a really good soccer player, and he rarely gets to speak. But in fact, I think he has like one word or a couple words or whatever. But we're concerned because we think maybe in Ted Lasso, those people that are soccer team players play different positions. So they might change shirts. In a show, if you're what's considered featured background, you might play different team members in different situations. You could. I'm not saying that they're doing that. But because of that, I couldn't really nail a number. And so we decided to stick with the leads, just pick one of my favorite leads. And so I went with Sam, because I just think Sam is just cute as a bug. Very few I have to tell you that I didn't have any trouble not picking Jamie Tart, and that's all I'm going to say because you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to love seeing it. All of the characters are wonderful. I'm happy to pay for your first month if you want, so you can watch. Nate, you are the most adorable. I think that is the sweetest. Nate's part of the tribe, guys, and this is why you should join the tribe, because people like Nate are in it. Oh, Nate, what a doll baby you are. I just want to tell you thank you. That is really, really sweet. I'm going to tell my husband. He's going to laugh. But thank you. I really appreciate that. Aren't you precious? You are so precious. I'm very touched. We'll talk later. Good television is worth celebrating. Good television, says Leo, is worth celebrating. And Ted Lasso is a water cooler conversation show. It is. More than that, it's a way you should be living your life. I mean it. I mean it. It is unbelievable. I will tell you that when someone can't break through your shield of strength, joy, giving, celebration, they just can't seem to tear you down, and they try. So then what happens is if they can't get to you, they hurt someone that you care about. They get to whoever they can nearby. This is kind of the situation in Ted Lasso in some cases. And with me, that happens a lot. I will not tell you exact situations, but there have been situations where people would rather go to my husband and gripe at him about the way things are happening with me, but they won't come to me. They'll go to everyone around me, but they won't come to me. Why? Because I'll tear your face off. Not because I'll tear your face off in a mean way, but I'll set you straight. So if you don't want to be, let's say you're a person who just wants to rant, and you know they're out there. If you don't want, you want the person to kind of listen and, well, if you want that kind of a person, you're not going to come to me about me. Okay? I want you to come to me about me, because then I learn if there's a few things that I should be changing, or at least explaining, or at least making you feel better. Okay? But if you start to say you don't want, if you don't have the courage to say to me, may I say something, and then you say it and it doesn't sound mean-spirited to me, I'm going to take it and think about it. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you you're mistaken. And here's why, right? But I'm going to defend it, as we should. If I have something I want to say to you, shouldn't I say it to your face? Even if I think you're being unfair, right? I should love you enough to tell you. Okay. So for example, there were times when I would go to a party. This is years ago, I'm happy to say. My husband said, you're talking a lot and you're not listening enough. He said very gently, I love you, but you're talking a lot. You're not listening enough at a party, just at a party. Because a lot of people love to hear my stories. So I sort of get up on stage and tell stories, and other people don't get to talk. Didn't get to talk. Now I ask you about you. Why? Because my husband said, if you can't walk away from a party and name 3 things about the people you met, you're talking too much. And he said it with love, guys. He didn't say it to be mean. He wanted me to be a rounder, better person when we were first going out. And at first I didn't think I was like that, but I have to admit I was. Most people wanted me to just step up and tell a story, so I stepped up and told a story. But people are very interested and very touched when you ask them about themselves. Tell me about what makes you tick. Tell me about you. And it's made me a better speaker. It's made me a better artist. It's made me a better YouTube person. It's made me a better Facebook person. It's made me a better person on Patreon. I'm learning as well as giving. And I took it to heart, but my husband had the courage to look me in the face and tell me. He also asked why I repeat everything. You'll say something to me like an instruction and I'll repeat it back to you because I want to make sure the way you say it is the way I heard it. And it drove him crazy in the beginning, but now he realizes why I do that. He loves me for it. It still probably annoys him a little bit. But the point is that I want to make sure that if you are saying something to me, I'm hearing it the way you're saying it, because that's not always the case. And so I do it. Yeah. Especially if you're in the hospital and you're giving me instructions on, so like if my, if one of my family members is in a hospital and the person is giving instructions for my father, I would say, well, let me get this straight. So he gets this straight. Do you mean XYZ? And they'll go, no. It's not what I mean. I mean this. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. So I repeat it. Yeah. I want to make sure that we're on the same page. And that's the way I do it. And my husband just giggles because I do this with everybody. Yeah. So you're telling me that you're going to plaster my wall and you'll be back in a week because it needs to dry and all the moisture needs to get out of it. Is that what you're saying? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Or no, I'll be back in 3 days. That's what I'm saying. See? So that's why that's important. Very important. So thank you, Leo, for that statement, because you're absolutely right. Don't get me wrong. I love streaming TV, but I just can't but think of people who can't afford or prefer just regular watch TV. They miss out on so many great new shows. Jacob, you are absolutely right. So 2 years ago, Jacob, I told people, probably more than 2 years ago now, because the pandemic has made me forget a year of my life. Has that happened to you? 2020 just doesn't seem to have existed, really. It has, but for some reason, it doesn't seem to have. It's like a bone, like, I don't know. Anyway, to answer your question, Jacob, this is why I tell people to grab DVDs and do it now. A lot of DVDs are very inexpensive. Grab them. Find a place to put them on your shelf. So if any of these streaming channels decide to pull from you that which was yours, you get a chance to watch it. Now, in the case of what Leo was saying, these behind-the-scene things are not yet available on DVD, but you know what I'm talking about. Movies and TV, I want to be able to pull them up when I want them, not when people think I should have them. Yes? So I have a very extensive DVD collection. Because you are absolutely right, Jacob. Streaming is expensive. Streaming is expensive. And my husband said, I'm more than happy to pay for Apple TV and have you have it until Ted Lasso is done. But I want you to wait till next month. And I said, okay, it's only a week away. And Jen says, all right. I'd force myself to watch tonight. Okay, seriously, I would. But I can wait. I'm a patient person, and I really should be working on the garage sale. This will keep me working on the garage sale. So I know the carrots. It'll be a carrot for me. But the point is, you're absolutely right, Jacob, because if you do Apple TV, if you do Disney Plus, if you fall in love with Netflix and Disney Prime, it starts to, doesn't it? Yeah. So there are some streaming places you can get movies for free. And you got to then figure the ad size, right? Because some, like Crackle TV, will kill you with ads. You'll be like, oh gosh, there's more ads than television. But there's a thing called Canopy. And there's another one called, it's Canopy, and I'm just trying to see if I can find, I made a list. I don't know if you guys listen to Rich on Tech, but I love Rich on Tech. And I was just looking to see if I had the list. Oh, here it is. So Rich gave us a list on the news the other day of, no, it wasn't. It was Clark. It was clarksteels.com. And he gave, so there are 2 channels. One's called Hoopla and one's called Canopy. And if you are a member of your public library, you can stream these for free on your device. Now they have a quota, okay? And there's not commercials either on this. There's no ad paying, okay? But you have to be a member of your public library. Who doesn't want to do that, right? And then I think you get 10 viewings. 10 viewings or 10 hours. I'm not sure which, but It's not all first run top movies. It's an eclectic bunch of movies, but it's a place to go. Uh, Pluto is another one. You can overdose on your classic shows like Magnum PI. If you liked Magnum PI, if you liked Hawaii Five-O, if you like, you know what I mean. You like those kind of shows. You can do that. Roku, if you have a Roku channel, they have reality shows. They are average with the ads, so you get ads like in real TV pretty much. Like I said, Crackle is a bit crazy with the ads, so you might just say there's more ads than TV here, so no thank you. YouTube, of course, has quite a few things you can check out on YouTube, on their channel. And Popcorn TV is another one I'm told is pretty good. I haven't seen Popcorn TV. And Crunchyroll has mild advertisements, and Crunchyroll is anime. So if you want to know about these, let me know, and I will post the lists. I'll post the list somewhere. But I thought you might like those. I wrote those down for people like you're talking about, Jacob, who, and then of course there's live TV. I have a neighbor who has no streaming whatsoever. There's 101 free channels with his antenna that he has on his roof. Is it all fabulous? Not really, but he likes what he sees, and whatever he doesn't, he has DVDs and VHS. So I hope that helps a lot of you, because there's a way that you can get around it if you'd like to, or, you know. Hello, Debbie Allen. How are you? Leo, I also really like women characters in Ted Lasso. They're all deeply layered and well-formed. Absolutely. And again, honestly, in some cases, well, they could have been played by anyone, couldn't they? That's what I like about them. They could have been anyone, you know. True, the premise of Ted Lasso, you need these women characters to be women, but they are fabulous. 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 Yeah, there's so many that are so cool. I mean, it's not a lot of, but the women, when they come in, they're, like Leo says, they're very solid, they're very grounded, and they're so much fun. So I think you will really, really like the show, especially, you know, because they've got substance and they've got real teeth, and you feel happiness because you've been allowed to feel full sadness, and then you feel happiness again, and it's very good. The other thing I like about Ted Lasso is they really are like Alfred Hitchcock, who says if you can watch the show with the sound off, you're doing a good job with your movie. So very, very little dialogue compared to seeing these performers emote. And it's so refreshingly wonderful. Not a lot of chat. The chat is very important, but the non-speaking is just as important. And there's a sequence with the female boss that I'm going to tell you. Her eyes well up with tears, and she doesn't blink. For if she had blinked, tears would have run down her face, and that would have been too much. The fact that she holds the tears welling up in her eyes and then goes to the next part of the scene is phenomenal. Not easy to do as an actor. Not easy at all. And just fantastic. Fantastic. But I'm not going to do any spoilers, are we, Leo? Because we love you and we want you to discover the joy for yourself. Richard says, couldn't agree with you more. I didn't know you were mixed. That makes you beautiful. Awesome. LOL. Thank you, Jacob. Yes. I mean, you didn't? This wasn't a clue? I was so happy when dreadlocks came into the world because my hair was the bane of my existence. People tried to set it on fire when I was in the 8th grade. And it was just really rough. So for you, Jacob, I'll show you a couple of things here that you can find, rather. I just got to get to my albums so I can show you in my albums. Okay. So here you go. Here's a tour through me as a little mixed girl. The little mixed girl. Anyway, I won't sing. There I am, and Jacob will hide your comments so you can see me as well. But my sister is the cute little one with the black hair, and there I am with my hair tied up. You will notice, you may not notice it's frizzy, but this is the way that Black people took care of hair like mine. And so this, my dad's side of the family, taught my white mother, who had no idea how to do hair like this, how to do this. My mom she just, she's a white lady with hair that looks the same, dry as it does wet, wet as it does dry. And mine is not that case. And if you are a person of color, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here I am with my dad, the hero of my life. This is on his birthday a couple years ago, and his birthday is coming up this Monday. Here I am with my sister. Now, my sister got my mother's hair, the flowing, curly, beautiful, soft. You can use a comb on it hair. I was not that person. For me, thank goodness, because that which does not kill you make you stronger. And it was all about my hair. But this is the way my hair looked growing up, okay? And got bullied for it a lot. This is college, so I'm not being bullied here. And this is Imagineering, a blonde fluff. Yeah. Blonde fluff. I will eventually show you some of my class pictures because they're all different. I had to wear wigs at one point, and honestly, I curled it. I tried everything. And then when dreadlocks came into my life, I blessed the gods, because now all I have to do is, you saw me pull it down, tie it back. I can flip it this way. I can flip it that way. It's done. My sister will spend 2 hours in the bathroom styling her hair and looking just so. And that's great. You see, God did the right thing when they gave me this hair, because I don't have that kind of time, nor do I want to use that kind of time, because I would rather be creating. So I don't want to spend, I mean, artists, come on. If you're an artist, you don't want to poop, pee, eat, or sleep, right? Yeah, anything is a distraction. Anything, you're like, no, I'm doing my thing. I want to do my thing. Leave me alone. I don't want to eat. Oh no, I don't want to, So yesterday I spoke to a group of young people, and I said, you got to know what it is about you, right? I like to sculpt in my pajamas. Okay, period. Fall out of bed and work in my PJs. Okay. And that just makes me really happy to be in my PJs. And I changed my shirt for my PJs, but I'm telling you, I love to be in my PJs. And if that's you, then being an entrepreneur works great if you're someone who creates at home. You do need to change when you go out, though. During the pandemic, I could get away with it, though. TMI. But thank you for that. Thank you very much, Jacob. My wife is a Jason Momoa fan, and she likes his Apple TV. Well, Apple charges you for an awful lot above that $5. I noticed they have fees for movies and fees and fees and fees. That's kind of the way I felt. You've got fees and fees and fees. And I was like, man, you got fees. And I just thought the fees were a bit, I thought the fees were too much. So on it, but I haven't been on it for a while, and I'm ready to subscribe. So I reserve that till August 1st, where I'll celebrate my sister's birthday by joining Apple Plus. Momoa's at. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Leo. Alicia Harris, I want to come and visit you, cousin Terry. And your little cousins. Yeah. We're getting to that point, aren't we? Where we can kind of connect again off and on. Yes, indeed. That's true. Momo's Apple TV show C. I like the Stephen King series, Lizzie's Story with Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore is amazing. And maybe I'll watch it since I'll have Apple TV. I'll watch it since you recommend it, Leo. I'll look forward to that. I definitely like Julianne Moore, so I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll check it out. For those of us who want to join Terry's tribe but don't have a Patreon, how else can we join? Do you have a Facebook page or a group of it? Jacob, you have to join the Patreon page, patreon.com/Terri Hardin, in order to get access to the page. It's $5 a month, $60 a year. And that's the case. You get a lot for it. So save your pennies. And if you drink Starbucks, stop. It's a month, $5 a month. So you could save quarters in a jar and probably be able to do that. So you don't have to have a Patreon account to become a part of my tribe on Patreon. You merely have to go to patreon.com/Terri Hardin, or go to patreon.com and put Terri Hardin in the search engine and you will find me. But love to have you. Love to have you. It would be great to have you there. And then you will be able to be on the private Facebook page. But the only way you can get to that page is to be a member. Hello, Deanna. And look, see, Deanna, it shows you here. And the soundtrack for the Country Bears is wonderful. One of the best soundtracks to come. That's really great. I know. I play it all the time. Yeah. And it's infectious, isn't it, Jacob? Yeah. It's really, really infectious. And I love it. It's very country, but I really, really love it. I have to be careful because when sculpting, I dance to music, so it's got to be a film. So it's easier for me to put the film of Country Bears because it's in my head, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, it's so fun. Isn't that funny? Yeah, it's true. Have you watched any episodes behind the attraction on Disney Plus? I've seen the Haunted Mansion, Space Mountain. My dear, I have to be honest with you, Leo. Angie asked me the same question, Angie Floyd, and I told her no, not yet. I'm gearing up for the garage sale of the century. I'm so excited about it, and also I have a painting to finish, and I have things to do, so I haven't had the chance to watch it now. And I've been in a state of mind where Ted Lasso really needs to be in my life, so I've been watching that over and over and over again. And then we've been learning some nice secrets about it. My husband got me a jersey, and I wondered why the jersey didn't have the sponsor across the chest, the one that we can buy from Warner Brothers. Oh, by the way, you can buy the jersey from Warner Brothers store, because Warner Brothers is the distributor, right? And it's not on there. And I wanted to know why, because I was pretty sure it was a fictitious airline, which it is, but for some reason they did not include it on the shirt. According to my husband, he says that people who are not involved with soccer would not understand that the sponsors of a football club in Europe change every year, and they would change the shirt styles every year based on who the sponsor is. So they wanted a universal shirt, so that's why there's no sponsor on the front, but I still would like the sponsor on the front. I would love it to say Dubai Air, which is what the sponsor. So I'm kind of like, But I'm looking very forward to Behind the Attractions because it's fun to see behind the attractions, right? Historical tidbits would be fun. Now, honestly, I'm very curious because I've walked most of the rides as an Imagineer. I've been behind the scenes on the attraction, and I have my own historical stuff I could actually share. So it's going to be fun to compare. So it is on my list. I'm very excited about seeing it. Jacob Gardner, how did Bonnie Raitt and Don Henley feel about their voice coming out of those bear suits? Oh my gosh. So you saw in Country Bears how they responded, right? Okay, so the way it works, Jacob, and thank you for asking this question. The way it works is that we are given a soundtrack to practice to. And so Bonnie Raitt and Don Henley sang, Did I Lose Your Love a Long Time Ago? And we practiced and we practiced and we practiced to that CD. In fact, I still have that CD. And we practiced and we practiced and we practiced. In fact, one of the fun facts is that as Big Al, I sang Blood on the Saddle, and it was cut from the movie. I would love for Country Bears to come out and show the behind the scenes of Big Al singing not only Blood on the Saddle, but yodeling. We shot both, but it was cut from the film. It's too bad, really, because I really worked hard. I really worked hard on that. But it was cut. Stuff happens. But anyway, so they were coming to the set. We wanted to do them they were watching the whole time we filmed that. And Bonnie was an absolute love. She came backstage. She wanted to meet me. She wanted to meet Denise, who was inside the suit of Trixie. She took pictures with us. She signed my husband had a CD of her music, and she signed it to him and I. She was lovely. But Don Henley had sent a memo. We don't know if it was Don who sent the memo, but the memo said, do not approach, do not speak, do not ask to autograph, very private person, blah, blah, blah. And we were hoping to get a picture with all four of us together. And we were very sad to hear that this was the way Don Henley was being presented of the Eagles. But when we told Bonnie about it, she really got upset. And she went out to Don Henley and she grabbed him by the ear like this. Young man, you're coming backstage. How dare you tell these people you're not going to talk to them? They work very hard and blah, blah, blah. And she drug him to the back. And he said, okay. And he posed with us and he took pictures. So we have a great picture of Julianne and me and the two of them. And it was really great. He was lovely. It was lovely. Don was a lovely person, just a bit shy, you know. And I think that's probably why the memo, you know, people have bulldogs and the bulldog's laying down the edict, and sometimes even the person who they're about doesn't really know that this has been said. But Bonnie wasn't having any of it. And she grabbed him by the ear and pulled him back. And he took pictures with us, and we got to show him what it takes for us to do what we do. And then he really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. They had a lot of fun. I also will tell you that my Big Al puppet had some challenges. He's a very large character and he's very heavy. And in order to move the face, to make the servos work the face, John Criswell, master at what he does, was trying to get this skin to move on Big Al's face so that we could get expressions out of him. At one point, while I was programming, poor Al caught fire and we had to extinguish him because the servos got too hot and they lit the skins on fire. Nobody was inside. That was me programming just the head. But Criswell looked at me and just, I don't know if we're ever going to get this one up, right? And then I said to him, give me brows, okay? Give me the brows and give me smile around the mouth. And don't worry too much about the other stuff. Because John, who was inside, John Alexander, master suit performer, and myself will do the rest. We can make the rest happen if you give us those. Don't work too hard, you know. Do your best, and then we'll make it work. And John was always grateful for someone saying that instead of pushing him to do more. But Al, although a very featured character, I knew I could get the expressions I wanted out of him if I had brows. And I was able to, you know, the eyes have to blink, of course. But a lot of times there's all different kind of things you can do inside a face with servos. And sometimes it's good to give the mechanic the bare minimum so he doesn't like have a meltdown himself. We need John Criswell. He's brilliant mechanic and designer. And I was working on the head at the LA Sports Arena. And I got to ice skate all by myself on the ice at the LA Sports Arena. I felt like an Olympian, actually. Something the public doesn't ever get to do. I got to do, and this is why I love doing films. But I also was working on the program of Big Al when who should step over my shoulder but Willie Nelson. And you remember that Willie Nelson was in the Country Bears, and he asked me questions about my programming. And I stepped out of the Big One system. That's the system that we used, and put Willie in it and taught Willie Nelson how to articulate the bear. And he was just so happy. He was just tickled. Somewhere there's a video of us doing that together, and they sent me one on VHS, but I can't find it. So when I finally find it, I will definitely, show it to the tribe. I don't know if I'm allowed to show it publicly, but I'll show it to the tribe privately. But it's really cute. It's really cute of him just like a little kid inside there doing it. And he had a good time. Yeah. And it was a great way to bond with Willie Nelson, who I liked very much. So that's that story right there. And yeah, it's the suits are but Bonnie Raitt and Den Henley were really super. They were super. They were great. That was a what we call a Cinderella day for Trixie, because Trixie is a blonde bear amongst brown bears, and Trixie would go like this, and they would tell us not to do that because we pull focus. She couldn't help herself. She's blonde. She's a light color, and in all that dark color. So we had to figure out as performers when we were in a group how to make her look alive without pulling focus on the main characters. This is not easy. So this was a day when she was featured, and Denise and I just had a nice Cinderella day where it was all about Trixie. One day in the whole shoot that it was all about her, and it was great. It was really great, and it was very touching, and it was magical. Yeah, so thank you for asking that question, as well as how Space Mountain led to Tron Light Cycles, says Leo, and how Haunted Mansion led to Mystic Manor. That sounds fun. That sounds way fun. That sounds way fun. The thing that's cool about that, Leo, is what they're doing is what I think they should do with products. And that is make your product specifically to the park you're going to. And if you're on a cruise, specific to the cruise ships that you're on, that will help make it fun for collectors to go and see the various cruise ships and get something special from each ship. Doesn't have to be each ship, although that could be fun. It can be certain, let's say, sea animated movies that involve the sea that Disney did, that could be on each of the cruise ships. And then sculptors and artists could do art based on the ones that each one, kind of like the lands at Disneyland. When I did sculptures for the park, they told me I could not pull the characters from Critter Country and put them in New Orleans Square, just as much as I could not pull the New Orleans Square characters and put them in Fantasyland, etc., that each had their own special spot. So if you do that with the cruise ships, it could be a lot of fun, not only for the collector, but for the artisans as well. So that's what I think. And you see, they're doing it somewhat with the parks. So I wish they'd do that with other stuff too, because it makes a good quality collection. And then call me, because I'd love to be a part of it. I've got some real strong ideas about some fun stuff to do. So that, to me, Leo, sounds like that sounds perfect. Are you on the new Disney Plus series that Angie is talking about? No, I'm not on any. I'm on dinosaurs, country bears, things that they've dug up. I'm on. If they do anything Muppet 3D, I'm on that. But I haven't done any new. And if they show the Henson show, what was it? The Muppet Show, the new Muppet Show with Miss Piggy and Kermit kind of fighting each other, like Kermit has a girlfriend and it's not Miss Piggy, and that one. I was on that too for a while. That one, when was that, in the 2000s or something? Anyway, I'm on that one. Yeah. But nothing new yet. No, nothing new yet. And who knows, it could be coming soon. One way or to other. You just never know, right? That's an excellent painting of you for your first time, cousin. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Don't think that it happened with comfort. I had to walk away and go. And the neat thing about acrylics, I will say that when I did acrylics before, I used to think of all the reasons I hate them. But now what I like is it dries and then it paints over. So you can fix anything you don't like. Like I could go in, and I see how bright my nose is now. I could take another layer of acrylics and bring it down and shadow and make certain areas different if I wanted to. That's the beauty of the layering of acrylics. Maybe you can do that with oils too, but oils take a very, very long time to dry, and they're a bit toxic. And at 64, I really don't want to start that, even though they really do have some flexibility. They would be nice. I'm going to stick with the acrylics. I'm having a good time with acrylics. And like I said, I might become this crazy abstract painter or I don't know. Don't quote me right now. Right now, the sky's the limit as to what my style is going to be. I don't know. Do you use Adobe Illustrator? A lot of people use it for drawing, mostly for digital art and graphics. Jacob, I'm just learning Adobe Illustrator. I am right now doing Adobe Fresco and Procreate. And yesterday, when I was talking to the students on this special gathering of artists, I spoke virtually with them. I've done this before. It's a lot of young upcoming artists who are looking to take their next step. And I was spoken with called SOAR, SOAR. They asked me about digital art. They asked me how I felt about digital art. And I said, well, I'm a pencil and paper girl. I love the sound of the pencil on the paper. However, what I will usually do is a sketch on paper first, and then I will put it in. I'll take a photo of it. I will then pull it up and draw over it with digital and paint it digitally, because digital has the L word, which is layers. I love layers. They also allow me, if I all of a sudden don't like that my drawing is one way, I can do it the other way. If I'm drawing hands and I want to draw this one, I flip it and I've got both, don't I? So I really, really love that opportunity to be able to have, they're like this, you flip one and you've got both. You don't have to draw it over. There's a lot of freedom in digital. And the base is always my sketch, so it's not like you're cheating, is it? If you want to practice, you can take a photo of something that you really, really like, a dog or a cat, and you can pull that photo in. You can digitally make it more transparent, and then you can put a layer over it, and you can sort of draw over it to get the feeling of where things lie on a cat or a dog or a person or a whatever that you're not familiar with. And that allows you to do that. A lot of times I will do that and use my drawing style to put my style over it. So maybe I'm doing a lizard, but its outcome is going to be a dragon. So I use the lizard as the base, and then I draw the dragon over it. And this is what I love about digital, but I still pencil and paper. My class right now is ink on paper, not digital. I am not supposed to be able to erase my mistakes. So what it's done, I've been taking this class for about 6 weeks now, is it has expanded my brain to look at the whole canvas of my drawing area, to manipulate it in my head as to where I want what, and then take that ink, that permanent ink pen, and start. It's a challenge. When you first do it, it's your heart's beating like a rabbit. I think it happens every time you do it. And then if you quite don't get what you like, then you say to yourself, are you going to get upset with yourself because you made a mistake? Or are you going to alter your concept so it still works? And it really does do good stuff for your brain. I mean, at my age, I see some really my drawings are so much better the other day. Well, I'm doing something for my sister right now, which I can't show you because she could be watching. And I'm doing something right now. I drew directly on, I designed it right on what I wanted to draw for her. Yeah. Wow. It was refreshing that I did that. I would never do that. I would always pencil first. So the fact that I am confident enough, thank you, Bryce Cow, who is my teacher. He is amazing. And he is 22 years old, 23 years old. I don't know. Younger. Y'all kids, if you're under 64, just so you know. Y'all are kids. We are at the 2-hour mark. Wow. And I want you guys to be able to go and have fun. So Leo says, I have an idea. Why don't you select an episode from Behind the Attraction every week that we can unpack and destruct? I will take that up, Leo. I will do that. That could be a lot of fun, huh? You want to do it here when they ask me anything? Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds fun. The eyes have it. I think the eyes are, yes, the eyes are killer. Yes, they're spot on too. Hi, Catherine. A portrait comes alive when it has eyes. That serves as, yes. Well, here's the thing, that you're absolutely right. And with me, the eyes are first because then it really locks in the personality. But since this teacher wants us to do the eyes last, I'm going to try it. Am I going to buy it? Not really, I don't think. But because he's my teacher, out of respect for him, I'm going to do it the way he says. Then I know with authority what is not going to work. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, absolutely. We've watched 2 episodes, says Kelly. Enjoyed them. Knew some of the details, but some were new. Go, Kelly. Wow. The eyes are the window into the soul of the subject and the soul of the artist, exactly. And if you don't put that highlight in there, that spark that really makes them come alive, you think you're close, but that's going to nail it. Now, what happens if I wait till the end with this teacher and I put the eyes in and then it doesn't look right? Well, I'm going to have to tweak my painting, which could be the teacher's objective. So that's why, rather than second guess my instructor, I'm just going to follow him, and then we'll see. The one thing is, when you follow a teacher and do as they say, even if you are against what they're saying, that afterwards you can tweak them the way you learn it the way they teach, and then tweak it to your benefit after you've had the class. That's what you do. Otherwise, unless you're me, and I honestly tweaked it, my portrait, because I wasn't using oils, I was using acrylics. That's what I had. And so I had to do some tweaking of my own, but I kept the intensity that she wanted, the real reality, the energy of it. She liked it. She did. She liked it. So Chuck Jones also did the animated Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Exactly. So I could have done the Grinch, huh? Maybe next year. You just don't know. There's so many ideas, right? Hi, David. Lasso just makes you hungry for fresh baked treats. Well, I'm a fresh baked treat maker. So, yeah, it's a fun thing to do. I'm not going to say much about that because people haven't seen Ted Lasso, but my husband was like, you can find the recipe for some of those online, by the way, Leo. But I think mine are better. So I think mine are exactly the ones that, honestly, that's all I'm going to say. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as often as you talk. Learn that from education specialists who came to design a program for a single room K-8 schoolhouse with just under 70 students total. Yeah, well, and they say it all the time, don't they? So my husband said it very gently, but here, that's why I keep going over to your comments, and I'm grateful for you commenting, because if you didn't comment, it's very hard to hear what you have to say, because I'm alone here in my studio talking and talking. So thank you for commenting. I really appreciate it. It's nice to have a conversation. Kathy, that's right. Kathy, that's my sister. Uncle Richard, Monday's his birthday, by the way, Alicia. Monday. Wow, cousin, I gotta show Mom these pics of you. I know, right? Yeah. Just have her just watch. My brother's birthday is also the 1st. Really, Deanna? Don't you think it's kind of what was I going to say? I think it's kind of cool when the baby lands on the 1st. I don't even know why I say that. And it's really cool that I was born on the 21st of June, because that's the longest day of the year. And I believe God knew that I needed every second of every minute of every hour of the day, of a day. And then he gave me the longest day as a gift for my birthday. I'm one of those people that just takes the day and, like a little chihuahua. So I need a long day. I really don't understand when people say they're bored. I'm bored, and I just look at them like, can I have your day? Give me your time if you're bored, because I need more. I really stuff my days. So there are times when I have to have a day where there's not any stuffing in it, because I need to rejuvenate my mental ability. So sometimes you just stare at the ocean, which is what I love to do. Congratulations. Happy birthday to your brother, Deanna. This story has puppets, marionettes in the intro. Well, how lovely, Stephen. That sounds like fun. I'll have to check it out. I love puppets. Did you ever see What About Bob, directed by Frank Oz, and the puppets that were made by the Henson Company that Richard Dreyfuss uses in the movie? I just got the biggest kick out of those. Yeah, so anything with puppets in it, I'm there. So thank you for telling me. I figured it out. LOL. See, I know, because you the girl, you the one, you the one. You never give up. That's good. Ever since I've told you cousins about dinosaurs, these kids have been stuck on the show. Your cousin, yeah, the show is great. I'm really happy to have the show back. One of the things the pandemic did for people like myself is they dug up shows that we thought would never see the light of day again unless they were on a VHS or a DVD. And I'm getting calls for shows I did a long time ago. There's a scene in Ted Lasso where one of the characters discovers something she doesn't even remember she did. And that's me, times 10. I've been getting residual checks from shows that were just not paying off, and now they're paying off again because they have been reconstituted, rejuvenated, reanimated, and put on various channels to show you. So thank you for watching them. Thank you for loving them. And thank you so much, because it's very touching to see these shows come back. Haunted Mansion is one of my favorites, as we share a birthday. Congratulations. Yes. He will also be 61. Congratulations across the board. My dad is going to be 87. Yeah. And I am on a regular schedule to see my mom. Because my schedule is, I pack it so full. I've contacted the convalescent hospital where she's at, and I've asked to have a standing Tuesday. Let me have a standing Tuesday to go see me mother. So, and they have done that for me, but they can only do it month to month, which means the beginning of each month I need to affirm that I want that standing Tuesday to continue. So it's cool, and I'm excited that I'm starting to see the family again. As Deanna has said, I'm so glad we had this time together. And thank you for joining me today. We're just a little over 2 hours, but I want to thank you for hanging in there. And if you're joining me after, thank you for sitting to the end. But know that you can go and come back and go and come back. I'm never going to know. I hope you enjoyed what we've talked about today, what we've shared. Lots of questions. If you didn't get your question answered, or you're seeing this after and you want your question, every Friday at 9:25, between 9:25 and 9:27. Sometimes I'm a little slow at getting here because of my patrons, but my tribe. But it's not their fault, it's mine. I got lots to share with them. But please come again. Please bring your questions. I'll be back here on Monday. And we'll share what we did for the weekend or how things went. If you're in Southern California and you want to go to the Magnolia Park neighborhood garage sale, that's tomorrow between 8 and 12. I hope I see you. Be sure to let me know if you've come and you've heard about it here. And buy the pumpkin book. Join the tribe. I love you. Most of all, do something nice for someone. It'll make you feel so much better. Okay? And I will see you Monday. Have a lovely weekend. Hugs, etc. We have a Watch the Beaver with Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster. That sounds fun and interesting. I will. All right, guys. Hugs, kisses, love. You